Hello, Four Star Sports fans, and
No.
welcome to another edition of the Four Star Sports Show. I am Wes Pruitt. We're spread out all over the screen today, folks. Me, Brandon, John, Aaron, Kristen, everybody's here. Hope everyone is doing well this Saturday morning. We have got a impact day today and tomorrow of great shows / interviews for everyone. John, let's go ahead and get this show started, man. Give me your most interesting thing you found that's gone on this week?
We lost more sports figures that we enjoyed watching growing up. John Chaney passed away yesterday at the age of 89, and me, Brandon, and Wes can never forget the press conference or post game conference between him and Kyle Perry back in the day. So that was
Yeah.
classic back in the day as well. Another sports news that I'm kind of surprised about, but not technically surprised about, was nobody going into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2000 for the 2021 class. And Kurt Schilling decided not to put his name on next year's ballot as well. So I'm kind of surprised about that. Those are my two top sports moments for this week.
All right, Brandon, what about you, man?
My number one, it happened last night. Nolan Arenado was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals for them to grow their infield even better. With Adam Wainwright re-signing on Thursday, I knew the Cardinals were going to go after a bigger play to get somebody, but the DeWitt family always acts like they're broke, so it's kind of hard for the Cardinals to grow as an organization. But now with guys like Goldschmidt and Arenado in that lineup, they're going to be one of the favorites to win the NL this year, next to the Dodgers, of course. And the other one is just the flow of college basketball. You're still seeing games getting canceled. You're still seeing teams testing positive for COVID. And it's the same thing in the NBA. That you're gonna have to find something to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Christian, what you got going on for your craziness going on around the sports world this week, man?
Well, the Josh Heupel hire at Tennessee kind of caught me off guard, but also I just for a little bit of in-state news, I just saw where James Blackman from Florida State's transferring to Arkansas State. So not real big national news or anything, but just something I thought was interesting. With them getting a new head coach in Butch Jones, they're starting to get some. They're starting to get some. I think with the hiring of Butch Jones, it's starting to give them some more national spotlight, so to speak. In which is allows
Yeah,
them to make some moves like this and maybe get some big name transfers. I know Blackman didn't work at Florida State, but maybe he'll work at ASU.
That's a good fit for him too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That I was just ready to say the same thing, John. I think that's a very good fit for James Blackman. I think it's a good fit for Butch Jones. I think when you look back at the hires, you were just talking about Josh Heupel, and we've gone over it. I don't know. I think that's the safe hire that Tennessee made. Of course, having the new AD from Central Florida, it does make sense that you bring in Josh Heupel. And I had this conversation on my personal Facebook page this week with a few friends of mine that are diehard Tennessee fans. They like the hire. Me personally, I do not. I don't think. I think he's regressed as a coach in the past 2 years, 3 years. He's been at Central Florida. If you look at him, his first year, that wasn't his team. That was Scott Frost's team. And you look at every year since then, he's regressed in recruiting. He's regressed in play calling, making changes. I mean, he lost too many. Central Florida lost too many games this year uh, with big leads. I mean, you look at the Memphis game, you look at the Tulsa game. That's two that I can just think of off the top of my head. Thank you for everybody watching right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are currently live on all three. Thank you right now to Raymond Makita, Janet Danelle. I hope I'm saying that right, Brandon. And Danny Sims, thank you very much for watching currently on our YouTube, or I'm sorry, on our Facebook page.
And what you got this week, my friend?
Well, Brandon,
Well, I'm honestly,
that's what I was just getting ready
I'm
to say.
honestly, oh, I'm honestly surprised Kristen didn't bring this up. But what about the Lady Razorbacks? Beating both
Yeah.
Baylor and UConn. I mean, I thought they're
Yeah.
gonna make a run.
I was
But that's-
leaving it for you, man.
Nice. Yeah. That was very impressive in my eyes. And then also, I love, and I think I sent y'all the article, but I love how this Florida State quarterback is going to go to Arkansas State. Like
Mhm.
the Sun Belt, is a different league, and I think he can thrive there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also
You're gonna
a
be
shout
honest
out to my
with this, Florida State quarterback. He's not good by any means. He was.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not in.
Mike Norvell's offense is set up for you to be successful as a quarterback. This kid wasn't successful. You could throw me back there, I'd be successful.
Butch
And,
Jones sees something in him apparently.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Butch Jones, also the head coach at Tennessee, was getting 5-star recruits across the board and couldn't win football games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butch Jones with 5-star recruits. Butch Jones ended up 9-4, and that's the best record that Tennessee coaches had since Philip Fulmer was last there. I mean, who knows? Josh Heupel may be a great hire. I don't see it right now. I think it's a hire that in 2-3 years, Tennessee fans will be scratching their head. John,
And also-
let's get
and
into some
also-
games this
honestly-
week, man.
Hey, real quick, I also think Eric Gray's going to be a good fit in Oklahoma as well, by the way.
If he can get eligible, then Eric Gray's going to be a great fit in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. I think his eligibility is going to be an issue, but I completely agree. I think Eric Gray's a great talent. Take nothing from the young man. I think he had some shady dealings. I think that's apparent now with the Tennessee NCAA investigation. When you look around the college basketball landscape this week, we got some great games going on. John, do you want to go ahead and get started with these games?
Sure, why not?
All right, go ahead.
The first game for me and Brendan, we got Kansas, number 15 in the country, traveling to the hills in Knoxville at number 18, Tennessee. Kansas is 11-5. Tennessee's 11-3. Tennessee's on a bounce back win, or going to have a bounce back game, hopefully. And they play Kansas because they lost to Missouri last week. But Kansas, kind of struggled this week early on against TCU. TCU was up 19-18 at halftime, where Kansas had 0 offensive rebounds and 0 free throws. When was the last time you saw that in a college basketball game? But they're about even. But Tennessee averages about 32 rebounds a game. Kansas averages about 36 rebounds a game. So I guess I'll go with Kansas on the road, I guess. They're due for one.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
you got, man.
me.
Yeah, since
Yeah,
we're doing the
Okay.
regions. Remember?
Sorry. I'm going for the refs because I don't like either team. And I hope they both lose. But realistically, I know that can't happen. So you can't make me pick a team because I don't like either one. One ruined my childhood, one's ruined my life. So
How do you
All right,
how do
we'll
you
put Brandon
feel?
down for Kansas on that one.
He just will not pick a team.
We're picking Kentucky.
Yeah.
We're picking Kansas.
I think when you look at these two teams, I think Kansas will end up getting the win today. I think Tennessee's a good basketball team. Kansas struggled this week, as you alluded to, John, but give me Kansas on the first one. Also, Nathan said Tennessee beats Kansas, and Janet said, who cares? I hate them both. I like that Janet woman. She's smart.
that's my mother. That's who I get it from.
Christian, who you got, man?
Yeah, I think Kansas, I think they get the win on the road. I can see it being a close game. Tennessee's not an easy place to go get a win, but I still think Kansas, with Bill Self as the coach, he's just He's a good coach. He's going to find a way to get the win on the road in I wouldn't say a hostile environment because there's no fans, but it's just going to be it's going to be a pretty good win, I think, for Kansas, something that they need. And if Tennessee was able to get it, man, that would be a big win for them. But I don't see it happening.
All right, Aaron, what about you, man?
I'd say I'm Kansas, just because, like, don't get me wrong, I'm SEC through and through. I want SEC to destroy the Big 12 in this challenge, but I think Kansas is the better team. I think they're going to be ready for this game, and I think they're going to win by at least 10.
Yeah.
On the hill.
What you got next, John?
All right, next game, me and Brandon have the number 9 Alabama, Nathan Wilson's favorite team, traveling to number 24 in Oklahoma. Alabama's a 1.5 favorite. Alabama's 14-3. Oklahoma's 10-4. Oklahoma's got the big win this week over Texas. Alabama's shooting 43% from the field, 14 assists a game. Meanwhile, Oklahoma's averaging 15 assists a game, and they are averaging about 44% on the field goal percentage as well. Man, that's a tough game to go into Norman for Alabama. But Nathan, of course, has Alabama. But, guys, I think Oklahoma might pull the upset here just because they got a lot of momentum going for the Big 12, and I think they got that huge win over Texas this week. I think the game was at Texas, so that game will help Oklahoma as well.
I'll go. Well, go ahead, Brandon. You go first.
Alabama is rolling. And I'll tell you one thing: when that school gets to rolling in any sport, you ain't stopping them. I can go as far as golf with Justin Thomas. That dude, when he starts rolling, he doesn't start losing. And I can't pick against Alabama. They are on fire right now. Now, Oklahoma's got a decent team. But I've said several times on the show, Nate Oates is one hell of a basketball coach. And I believe that they have Final Four potential right now. They remind me a lot of Kentucky, their last Final Four run. They have the talent there. They have the coaching, which a lot of teams don't have. Nate Oates is not only a great recruiter, he's a great X and O's coach. So he's definitely helping that school reach their full potential. And he is it's gonna be a good game. I think it'll be close first half, but I think Alabama's gonna blow them out in the second half.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great game today between two really good basketball teams. If you look at Nate Oates, like we've all said, the guy's an amazing coach, an amazing recruiter. What I find really interesting about this Alabama team, if you look at them at pace of play, they're playing at actually a higher pace than some NBA basketball teams, which is scary fast. This team can shoot the three at an obnoxious rate. They can knock them down all game long, as we saw against Alabama. Against Arkansas. Also saw in the LSU game with Alabama. Give me Alabama to win this game big today. What about you, Kristen?
Yeah, I don't see Alabama being denied today either. They're just a really good team. They can shoot it. They can, they've got that veteran leadership in John Petty. And they've really got a all around great team, and then they've got the coaching to go with it, like Brandon said. So, yeah, I think this team can, like Brandon said, make a deep run. And I don't see them beating Gonzaga, so we don't have to worry about Bama getting a championship in basketball this year. But still, if they could get to the Final Four, that is an incredible season for anybody. But yeah, give me Alabama. I just think they're just gonna shoot Oklahoma to death. Oklahoma won't be able to stop them. Yeah.
All right. Ray says Alabama beats you today, no doubt. Aaron, what about you, man?
Oh man, this is tough because I got two new buddies that are huge Bama fans, but my family all lived in Oklahoma and Norman. So, and my grandfather went to OU, and my aunt went to OU. All these people I know went to OU. Statistically, my brain, talk about stats and just who's the better team, Alabama. But I'm gonna just roll the dice and just pick Oklahoma on this one.
Okay.
Hey,
Roll
I
them,
didn't do it
baby.
for
Roll them dice, Aaron. I like it.
Hey, I didn't do it for Kansas, so I totally understand. where
If
you're coming
Austin
from.
Reeves gets going for Oklahoma, I mean, that's their only shot. But then you've got Alabama who can shoot it just as good, if not better. So, yeah, it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game, I think.
I knew someone was going to come at me. I'm surprised Ray didn't.
Yeah, I made sure I showed that comment.
They didn't say not your
Christian?
buddy though. Hey, I got one more.
John. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Christian. I meant to say John. John, what you got next
Okay.
on the third game, man?
The last one we got to give some women's basketball some love this week. We got SIU Edwardsville, who is good old 5-10, traveling to UT Martin and the Skyhawks, who are 9-2 on the year. UT Martin has won 7 in a row. So shout out to that coaching staff and Kevin McMillan, Jasmine Newsom. I think Kevin McMillan, me personally, I think he should be the next women's coach at Memphis. But that's a different story for another day. But yeah, UT Martin's won 7 in a row. SIU Edwardsville has lost 2 in a row. I'm gonna go with the Skyhawks here at home. Let's say by 20.
All right, go ahead, Brandon.
I don't like Tennessee anything, but I don't know anything about SIU. I know they're not good, but I guess we'll pick UT Martin. I know some people that go to school there, so I guess that helps.
All right. Yeah, I'll go first with our little region, mine and Kristen's region. Give me UT Martin to get the win in this. Give me the Lady Skyhawks to get the win today against a not very good SIU team. What about you, Christian?
Yeah, give me UT Martin as well. Whenever I hear UT Martin, I think of when I was 12 years old and was playing in the Cal Ripken World Series. We had our World Series was in that town that UT Martin is, and yeah, so that alone, I'm picking UT Martin. Go Skyhawks.
All right. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I got UT Martin on this one. I just think they're the better team, and they're going to come ready, and I pick them all the way. I feel like it's not even going to be close.
Hey,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, Pat Summitt went to UT Martin. Did she not? Or she coached there
Yes,
before
she
she
did.
coached in Tennessee?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Whenever I think of UT Martin, I think when they beat us in football. Beat Memphis in
Yeah.
football.
They did. Wow.
Christian? Yes, they did. That was a long rain delay. God, that was a long
That
game.
was the
Oh,
longest sporting event I've ever been at in my life because it was Justin Fuente's first game as head coach, and we were all excited because we were scoring points. Then the rain moves in, and there's about a 4.5 hour delay. The game didn't end until about 1 a.m, and we thought they were going to cancel it, and UT Martin was like, "No." Well, we were up at halftime and didn't come back after halftime because UT Martin was like, "No, we want to win this game."
Wow.
And that was the bottom of the barrel for the Memphis football program in my lifetime. Losing to UT.
it was. It was. That was probably the worst loss I've seen Memphis take in a long time. Christian, when we get to our 3 games up next, let's go with the first one today at 3 o'clock, a game that I will be covering for the Four Star Sports Show today. We've got the Arkansas Razorbacks going against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think this is going to be a great game today between two good basketball teams. I think one of the keys today is what will Vanover do? How well will he play? Can he control the paint? I think these are big factors in this basketball game day for Arkansas. Christian, what do you think when it comes to this basketball game today between Arkansas and Oklahoma State?
Well, it's a big game. I mean, for both teams, I think it's a big game. It would be a big win for both teams, but especially Arkansas if they're able to get it on the road. I know both teams have kind of dealt with some COVID issues. I don't think it's going to hit Arkansas quite as hard as it would Oklahoma. I heard maybe Oklahoma's one of their players, Cade Cunningham, might not be able to play. But Arkansas coming off of a much shorter rest than Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State played on, I think, Monday, and Arkansas played on Wednesday. Plus, they've got to go to Oklahoma State. So Oklahoma State's going to have fresher legs. That's what Eric Musselman, he admitted that before the game. So Arkansas, this is a big game for them. I think with knowing what I know now, I think Arkansas just playing with a lot of momentum right now. I think they are poised to get this win on the road. But I know it'll be a tough one. Oklahoma State's a really good team. So we'll see what happens. I got the Razorbacks, though.
Yeah, I completely agree. Give me Arkansas in this game as well. I think it's going to be close. I think Arkansas will pull this out by, say, 5 to 7 points. Brandon, what about you, man?
If Cade Cunningham plays, I don't think it's going to be a close game at all because he is a ball hog. He knows that team is all about him. Oklahoma State doesn't know how to play together. I think Arkansas gets the win. Can't believe I'm saying that because Fayetteville is not a great place on this earth like
yes, it is.
Be.
Yes, it is.
Not
the whole Northwest Arkansas area.
Bro, I don't know what part of town you were in, but you have to go back.
Yeah, give me the Razorbacks in this one just because I want to make amends with these guys who think that Fayetteville's the greatest place on earth. So,
never said that.
All right, what about you, John?
Sorry, hang on. Okay. Like Brendan said, Cunningham does shoot the ball at least 20 times a game, it feels like at times. But, guys, I think, like y'all said, you made up a good point, Wes. How is Connor Vanover going to do in the Big 12 matchup compared to the other games that he has played against the SEC? I'm not saying SEC has no big men or anything, but the Big 12 has big men as well.
Well,
go ahead.
He hasn't really lived up to expectations right now for most of the fans. So, I mean, we pretty much know what we're going to get from Vanover at this point. He can block shots occasionally. He can shoot threes, but he's not gonna bang down low with the big boys. That's just not his game.
I think I was going to bring up. I think him just bringing up only playing like 10 minutes a game lately, it just shows that one, he is either out of shape, or two, he's not ready for this type of basketball in the SEC. With that being said, I do think Arkansas does catch Oklahoma State on a good day. I think Arkansas does win, but who knows about how many. Oklahoma State is favored by 2, but that's the home court advantage a little bit, I guess. And Cunningham questionable.
Yeah.
But I think Arkansas pulls it out in the long run, maybe by like a buzzer beater or something similar to that. But it's going to be tough going to a hostile environment in Stillwater. Arkansas does win, in my opinion.
All right, Aaron, who you got, man?
Well, one thing about Arkansas this year is we're either going to beat you by 30 or lose to you by 30. So I got Arkansas beating Oklahoma State big.
Not by 30, I wouldn't think, but
yeah, big. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like I think Eric Musselman's gonna have them ready, and it's gonna be a good game. But I'd say at the most 20 points, at least maybe 11.
Nathan Zoo comment.
Okay,
wow.
that's a man. Yeah. All right.
No, I could be 100% wrong.
Yeah. You could be. I mean, we could all be. Who knows? All right, Christian, what's our next game, man?
We've got.
Hey, hold on. I gotta, and go back on Nathan here. So keep in mind, Oklahoma does not like Oklahoma State, so I'll never pick Oklahoma State. And I love Arkansas.
Good point. Good point. All right, Christian, what we got up next, man?
We've got Auburn on the road at Baylor, which, on paper, you'd think, oh, Baylor's just going to absolutely destroy Auburn. But with Sharif Cooper, this Auburn team is a totally different animal. He's an outstanding basketball player, but it's still going to be a tall task for Auburn to go on the road to beat Baylor, obviously. But I think that they can be competitive in this game. I think it's going to come down to, Auburn is one of the bigger teams in the country, but I still think they're too much of a three-point shooting team. I think that will eventually bite them in this game. I think Baylor's going to out-physical them and they're going to win on the road. But I'm going to be pulling for Auburn. I just don't think they're going to get the win.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great game today between two really good basketball teams. One thing with the three, as we all know, you can live by it and you can also die by it. I think if you're Auburn, I think you got to live by it today because you can't die by it against Baylor. But give me Baylor to get the win today. I think Baylor's just a better basketball team, in all honesty. Brandon, what about you, man?
Give me – oh, this is tough. Sharif Cooper's been so good, but Baylor is such a good team this year. Give me Baylor. I don't think it's going to be particularly close, but I think it could be. Just the way Bruce Pearl's coaching style is and the way Sharif Cooper's been playing. But I do think Scott Drew can scheme. Scott Drew's one hell of a basketball coach. He's going to coach circles around you if he gets the opportunity. And, so give me Baylor. It'd be better for Memphis if Auburn were to win this game, though, because Memphis has a 3-point loss to Auburn. So it would look a little bit better on the record, even though Sharif Cooper didn't play in that game.
Yeah, completely agree. John, what about you, man?
Yeah, Baylor's favored by 14.5. Like Christian said, Auburn shoots a lot of threes at times, and they usually make at least maybe like half of them at times. But Baylor's number 2 in the country for a reason. They average about 90-something points lately for a reason. I know Kansas State is awful, but Baylor scored 107 on them in 40 minutes of basketball. So that says something to me that you can score some points no matter what.
Hey, Auburn dropped 109 on South Carolina this year.
Yeah, but Big 12 basketball this year, I got Baylor.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
pick.
What about you, Aaron?
Okay, I'm going to try to gain some love from my Alabama friends over here. So I don't like Auburn and can't stand Auburn. So I got Baylor big. So they're favored by 14.5. I say they're going to win by 20.
Yeah.
All right, Christian, what we got up next, man? Last game for our region.
Going back to women's, Arkansas hosting Auburn. So Arkansas is coming off a big win versus UConn. It's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back. I think they'll bounce back with a win. They have struggled in conference play. They're 2-5 currently, but I still think they're gonna beat Auburn at home. I don't think Chelsea Dungy's gonna put up 37 points in this one, but I still think she has a good bounce back game. I think Mike Neighbors will keep his team focused and not let them have a big letdown after UConn. Give me Arkansas.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big game for this Arkansas Ladyback team for this season. Coming off a huge win, very emotional win against UConn, a game that I what I thought was maybe the best basketball game I've seen so far, women or men. Honestly, that was a great game between two good coaches, two good teams. But I agree, Christian. I think this is a big week for Arkansas. I think they're going to turn around and get the big win against Auburn. What about you, Brandon?
I watched a little bit of the Arkansas UConn game because it was on before the Memphis game the other day. That Chelsea Dungy girl is a beast. She's awesome. So I haven't seen Auburn play women's basketball once this year, so I got to pick Arkansas because, I mean, if you beat UConn, that's about as rare as Alabama losing in football.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, you can compare the two; it's pretty rare. So I'll give the nod to Arkansas here, and I hope that place up there in northwest Arkansas, excuse me, is can grow as a place and not be the garbage that it is because there's nothing there.
It's
not
like
garbage town; it's just nothing there.
It's the fastest growing place in the country.
Hey, Brandon, I'm going to pray for you, Brandon. Brandon, I'm going to pray for you, buddy.
All right. All right, John, what about you, man?
I want to do not so fast and pick Auburn. No, I'm kidding. No. But no, Arkansas's got so much momentum going right now. Like y'all said, Dungy done pretty well. She scored 37 against UConn. Gosh, Arkansas to me is probably I guess they're the old Tennessee of women's basketball at times. They're beating everybody. Baylor this year, they beat UConn. And this team is fun to watch. This coaching staff, has done pretty well with them. Jimmy Dykes did pretty well with them as well, but he resigned for that coaching job for somebody else. But I got Arkansas definitely at home. I don't know. Women's basketball is so toss up this year because a lot of upsets are happening, but especially when they play by the quarters now instead of the halves. So a lot of teams are taking that advantage now by playing at a slow pace in a quarter instead of a half. But I guess I'll take Arkansas as well.
All right, Aaron, what about you, man?
I got Arkansas. So I feel like they're going to struggle just because I think they're gassed from beating Connecticut, but I got them to still win by a close margin, but I think they'll still pull out the win.
All right, Aaron, now it's your turn, man. You and Ray picked 3 games this week. Let's go over your games.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Villanova, Seton Hall, men's basketball. And so we I'm assuming Ray, so we just picked the games, but I got Villanova on this one big. I just feel like Villanova is one of the better teams in the country, and I feel like they're going to make a deep run in the Big Dance. So yes, I got Villanova big. Christian?
Yeah, Villanova is just too good, and I think they're going to be good for a long time. They got a good coach. Give me the Wildcats.
Yeah, I completely agree, Christian. Give me Villanova as well. Jay Wright's done an amazing job at Villanova. Still just a great basketball coach. Give me Villanova to win big today. What about you, John?
Yeah, Villanova's 10-1, Seton Hall's 9-7. Both teams 35% from the field at times this year on the 3-point shots. But yeah, Villanova's got let's just say Jay Wright will be in the college football or college basketball Hall of Fame one day. So I get Jay Wright and Villanova as well.
All right. Brandon, what about you, man?
Give me the Pirates. Let's go Seton Hall. Villanova ruined a lot of Memphis fans' lives back in 1985 when they were eliminated in the Final Four, and they definitely should have won the national title. Give me the Pirates. I think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Villanova is going to lose their second game this year to the Seton Hall Pirates.
Wow. All right. Aaron, what got down the next game, man?
Okay, so now we're going to move over to New Jersey. and we're going to get a Big Ten matchup, Rutgers versus Northwestern. Now, both of these teams are kind of middle of the line in their conferences, but I believe Rutgers is at home, if I remember correctly. Let me double check here. But yeah. The point is, I'm picking Rutgers, regardless where they are playing. I just feel like they'll come ready, and I got them all the way.
Scarlet Knights.
All right.
All right, Chris.
This is going to be an interesting game. I think Rutgers is football wise, they had a definitely a better year this year. But give me the Scarlet Knights to get this win. John, what about you, man?
Rutgers is 9-6, Northwestern 6-8. Northwestern is shooting 71% from the free throw line, and it could come down to free throws because Rutgers is a disappointing 59% from the free throw line, and you know how free throws can hurt teams lately. So I'm definitely going to take Northwestern just because I guess Northwestern's got a better free throw percentage.
All right,
Yeah.
Brandon, what about you, man?
Man, it's tough. It's a pretty good matchup here. Is that game Sunday or today?
It's tomorrow.
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sunday,
Northwestern's had a very underwhelming year at 6-8. Rutgers has had a pretty decent year at 9-6. Give me Rutgers. I think they're going to get it together in the end. They've been a pretty surprising team in the Big Ten this year, as far as record-wise, because Rutgers has always been one of those bottom barrel teams, in that conference as far as basketball, and recently, and they're finally getting it together.
Yep.
I mean,
All right, Christian, what about you, man?
So my last game were.
No, Christian got to go still.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just think ever since Rutgers joined the Big Ten, even in football or basketball, they just haven't really – it hasn't panned out very well. I think Northwestern is just a better basketball team, and I think they'll get the win. Also interesting that
All right,
their football coach,
go ahead.
Pat Fitzgerald, signed a 10-year contract with them.
I know.
That's just crazy.
That's a smart move by Northwestern, I think.
Well,
What you
yeah,
got next,
it is.
Aaron?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to come back to Philadelphia and move to women's basketball. And I got Temple versus Tulane. So right now, because of COVID, Temple is down 3 games. So Tulane, I believe, is 8-5, and Temple is 5-5. So I think Temple was home. Nope. They're going to New Orleans, but I'm going to pick Temple though, because I feel like if Temple had 13 games, they would be 8-5 too. So I feel like it would be a good even matchup. So I got Temple in a close game.
Yeah, give me Temple to go down to New Orleans and get the win today. I think Temple's a better basketball team all the way around, honestly. What about you, Christian?
Yeah, I think you're right. Temple is gonna go, that's a long trip down to Tulane, but I think they'll get the win.
What about you, John?
Temple's 1-3 on the road, but like Aaron said, they've only played a few games lately because of COVID. Tulane is 3-2 at the house, so I think Temple maybe not played that many games as Tulane, and not enough conference games. I know it's only one different conference game. But I think Temple might spend a little bit more time on Bourbon Street last night and get Tulane at home.
All right. What about you, Bray?
I've never been to Philly, but I have been to New Orleans. Give me the green wave in this one.
All right.
Someone's banging on something in the background.
Yeah, that's
I think
you. I'm sorry.
that's Aaron. They're like chopping food or something, chopping broccoli or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, these games that we just went over, I think, are great games this week. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us to get to cover these games as well. Just for the fans that are not aware, we have now broke this into regions, and we each region will cover a game each week. Christian did a great job on that article on the Arkansas UConn women's game from I believe it was this past Wednesday or Thursday night. Great job on that, Christian. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other great articles we put together for you fans. Also, be sure and check out our website. I know we posted it to our Facebook page, and it's also on YouTube and things of others. That's where all these blogs, all these articles are going to be posted. But John, when you look at these college basketball season, we've got roughly 15 minutes left on this show. Let's go ahead and get in our teams that have been impressive this year and teams that have not. I'll go ahead and start with you.
All right, that's fine. My hot team, I'm going to give the Ohio Valley some love and go with the Belmont Bruins. They're 17-1 right now overall.
Wow.
And, they haven't missed a beat since their coach retired. A Hall of Famer coach retired. They're basically coached by Casey Alexander. This is his second year. Guess where he came from, guys? A rival school in Lipscomb. So he's definitely similar to that background at Belmont. His second year, he coached at Lipscomb from 2013 to 2019. So let's go with Belmont as my first one, who is 17-1 on the year. And they always make the NCAA tournament year in, year out of that conference as well. And they could make a Sweet 16, 12-seed upset on somebody. You never know. My other one will be North Texas just because as of late, they are 8-5, 4-1 in the conference. And they are led by a Memphian called Javen Hamlet, who scored 30 yesterday at Rice in the Conference USA matchup, and he's been averaging about 15 points a game lately. That's my hot teams right now in the NCAA basketball for me.
Yeah, I think, and I hope I don't take somebody else's, but you got to say Alabama right now. Just looking at how they're playing, like I alluded to earlier, their pace of play is extremely fast, and they seem to play under control, playing that fast a pace. I think you got to give Nate Oates in Oklahoma. And Alabama a definite nod. And John, you took my other one, Belmont. I turned it on the other night. They were playing Austin Peay, and that was a great basketball game. Belmont is playing some basketball right now. What about you, Brandon?
I'm going with Virginia Tech. They've had a very underdog type year. And they're sitting at number 20 in the country. They're 12-3. Their head coach left for Texas A&M 2 years ago. You didn't think they'd be back to where I believe his name is Buzz Williams.
Buzz Williams. Yeah.
Buzz Armstrong's an astronaut, isn't he?
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Buzz Williams has been there for a few years.
Buzz
Williams does a great job. Yeah.
He did a great job at Virginia Tech, and then he left and went to Texas A&M. And when he left, a lot of they struggled a little bit. I didn't think Virginia Tech was going to be that good this year. You know, Landers Nolley transferred to Memphis. He was their leading scorer. You had a lot of guys leave that program, and they're sitting here right now at 12-3. They play. Hold on, who do they play today? I just saw it. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at it. They play Virginia today. They have a great chance for a quality win against a rival. If they can get that win, then they'll move up in the top 25 rankings. They've been just a very pleasant surprise this year. My other surprise, and it's not a good surprise, is Michigan State. Michigan State is not the Michigan State they once were. Tom Izzo has struggled heavily this year, and I think it's happening with every team in the country. Not every team, but every team's going through COVID. But a lot of these big name schools, such as Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, North Carolina. Memphis is a name, so I can throw Memphis in there. They're not a blue blood, but they are a name. These schools are struggling through all this whole pandemic, and they were schools you were expecting to pick to go to the Final Four this year, But Michigan State's been very underwhelming this year. Tom Izzo, I mean, he's got time. There's plenty of time left in the season to turn it around. You still got a conference championship to play, but if Michigan State doesn't turn it around soon, they're going to miss the tournament for the first time in a long time.
Didn't they get killed by Rutgers the other night?
I believe so.
Yeah. Good idea. Christian, give me yours.
Yeah, I was gonna go Michigan, but I'm not really surprised by them. And then you got Houston, who's having a good year, but they've kind of solidified themselves as a really good basketball team. But Texas, kind of like football, you're waiting for Texas to be something in basketball, and I think this year they sitting at 11-3, 5-2 in the conference. I think they did have a bad loss against Oklahoma, but I don't think they're the same Texas team in the past. I think they could make a run this year in the big dance. And then, I could have went with Alabama. I think that would honestly be my biggest surprise of everybody. But and then, the top 25, there's a lot of teams in the top 25 that, with the exception of Virginia Tech, that, are usually ranked pretty high. So Alabama would probably be the biggest surprise of the season right now, at least to me.
All right. Aaron, what would you say is your big surprise for this year so far?
Well, I would have to say Missouri because if I remember correctly, like Missouri, last time they were this good, they were in the Big 12 in basketball. It's like they joined the SEC and then they've been crap ever since, like they haven't done much. So I'm impressed with them. I feel like they finally turned it around and it is going to make the SEC a stronger conference like we thought we were going to get when we added them to the conference. So I feel like they are the most impressed. Now, right up there with them is Alabama. Alabama is, it's supposed to be a football school and football school only in my eyes. And all of a sudden they're ranked in baseball and basketball. And honestly, I'm getting a little frustrated by that, but hey, success builds on success, builds on success. I guess it can even branch into other conferences, So like, for example, it's like, remember when Arkansas went to the College World Series, and I was remembering reading all these things about.
How could you forget that?
Yeah, but it's like if we win, they were saying if we win, this could help boost football recruits, and they were like branching it into all these other sports that we're trying to be good in. So it's like success. So Alabama is proving to me that success does build on success, and actually it is showing. Like, this is the first year it's actually showing where it's like, yes, it was building on each other in football, but now all of a sudden you're seeing it in basketball and baseball. And it's like, and heck, what's next? Track and field is going to beat out Arkansas,
What if we see Bama win it all in basketball?
Yeah.
Nathan
Hey
will go
guys,
down.
but I have to head out. That's all I have. But I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching, everyone who's on the show.
Yeah,
right,
most definitely. Thank you very much, Aaron. We appreciate it, man. Brandon, when you look at the guests coming up today at 11 o'clock, can you give our fans a little bit of a intro into those guests?
Yeah, Greg Gaston-Savoy hosts the midday show for Sports 56 WHBQ here in Memphis. Greg also does the ESPN Plus presentations for the women's basketball team and sometimes the men's basketball team. He does a commentary for that. I don't know Eli very, very well, but I know he's a Cubs fan. So Christian
Good job.
might enjoy that a little bit. But yeah, I believe he's a Cubs fan. But yeah. I'll pick at him a little bit about my Cardinals getting Nolan Arenado and being the better team in the NL Central now. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk Tigers. We'll talk the Super Bowl. Excuse me, the big game. Can't say that on here. And
yeah.
a lot of other stuff.
It's going to be a great. It's going to be a.
Wes, I get another thing about Eli Savoy. You know, he does a lot of Ole Miss stuff as well, so we can also pick his brain and say, hey, what's really going down in Oxford regarding basketball related? Because I'm kind of surprised how they are in basketball right now as well, kind of struggling as of late as well. You know, the teams that we really didn't bring up to me real quick were TCU, Kansas State, and Iowa State. I thought they would be better than they were this year because of veteran coaches in that conference with Jamie Dixon, Steve Prohm, and Bruce Weber, who came from Illinois to Kansas State. I thought those three teams would be better this year as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you, everyone, for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Also, we're on Instagram, Twitter as well. Also, that website that we've been promoting, please go check it out. For everyone here at the 4 Star Sports Show, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you guys about 11. Thanks, guys.